What's up guys, this is Eddie. Welcome to a new video. Mental Troll, let's go. Alright, before we start, you need to understand what controller role is in DC Universe Online and what are their duties basically. So the first thing as a troller you need to do is to give power to your groupmate. So whatever power you use, whatever superpower you use in your loadout, it's gonna give power over time to your allies, to your groupmates. And then the second job is to debuff the enemies. There are three types of debuffs: defense debuff, healing debuff, and damage debuff. So make sure you are debuffing the enemies. This will make the fight go faster and smoother. Number third is buffing the allies. So as a troller, it's your job to buff your allies, especially the DPS. So we will talk about it in detail in a bit. The fourth thing is crowd control. So as a troller, it's your job to do a little bit of crowd control. Do not mess up with the tanks, aggro, but you can stun the allies and help the tank. You can pull the extra ads, and bring them to a tank. So it's kind of crowd controlling. Make sure you do that as well. And the last one is pickups. So as a troller, it's one of the easiest role in the game, to be honest. So you will be at the back debuffing the enemies and giving power to your allies. So whenever somebody goes down in your group, it's your job to be quick about it, to go there and pick them up. So this is what controller role is, but there are three types of controllers in DC Universe Online. The first one is battery troll, the second one is buff troll, and the third one is battle troll. So first up, we're gonna look at battery troll. Alright, so here we are as a battery troll. The first thing we're going to focus on is vitalization. My vitalization is right now 73,515. So basically, the more vitalization you have, the more power out you're going to give this, right? So to your group mates. And the second thing, make sure you have controller gear. Everything should say it requires role controller. And then we're going to look at the gear mods. For weapon, we're going to use replenishing adapter 5. For head socket, we're going to use supercharged bastion 3, escalating replenishing procs 5 for neck, and for back, you're going to use weakening field. I'm using berserker because this is my DPS gear, part of the DPS gear. This is an OP item. For chest, we're going to use power efficiency, legs restorative phantom flames, maximum damage for hands, and dashing combos for feet. But this is only for super speed. If you're not super speed, you can use deadly block or explosive block. So it's up to you. Now looking at the augments, we're going to use vital implant because we're focusing on vitalization as a power battery troll. And also for the head dogs, I'm using mighty because my DPS is my main role, so I did not level up the vitalization augments. But if you are going to be main trolling, make sure you have adaptive augments and vitalization augments. So you do that. And then we're going to look at the artifacts. We're going to mainly use three artifacts: Scrap of the Soul Clock, Amulet of Rao, and Strategist card. So Scrap of the Soul Clock basically increases your maximum supercharge and supercharge generation by 27% and reduces your supercharge ability cooldown by 22.5%. So you can pop your supercharge again and again. And also, whenever you pop your supercharge, it's gonna restore 7% maximum supercharge. And please note that this does not stack with extended supercharge tactical mod, which is a chest mod. So that's why we're using power efficiency. And also this gives you 5% power, 4% health, 3% might if you have it at rank 200. Beautiful artifact. Make sure you have it at rank 200. The next one is most important artifact for any troller, any kind of troller: Amulet of Rao. So what it does is basically it will make your controller debuff 50% stronger, and it also hits up to 7 additional enemies near your target. So for example, you are fighting a boss and you're debuffing them, you're using defense debuff. So let's say there are the boss spawns ads and multiple ads. So there are like 7 additional ads, but you are logged on the boss and you use your defense debuff. It's gonna apply to all 7 additional ads around him. So every ad is gonna be also defense debuffed. And the second thing is, it says 50% stronger controller debuffs. So let's say a boss has 100,000 defense, and when you apply a controller debuff, it basically debuffs the boss for 10%. But since it says 50% stronger, so 50% of 10% is 5%, so we're gonna add 10% to 5%, that's 15% total. So boss is gonna be debuffed for 15% instead of 10%. So really helpful. It also gives you 5% vitalization, 4% power, 3% health as rank 200, and this artifact is used as any type of troller. Doesn't matter if you're power battery troll or you're battle troll or buff troll. The last one is strategist card. I like to use strategist card. You can also use parasite. It's up to you, but strategist card works really well as well. It also gives you 4% vitalization, 4% might, dominance, restoration, precision when you have it rank 200. So what it does is it applies a power over time, and when you use a superpower in your loadout, and that's called tactical advantage for 8 seconds. So it will give power over time to your group mates for 8 seconds. And if you have it at rank 200, it will grant you, double the proc chance of tactical advantage, increase the potency of tactical advantage by 30%. So combining these together, you will never be out of, power, to be honest. You will always have a lot of supercharge and a lot of power to give, to make sure your group mates have power. So these are the artifacts. Let's talk about the base mods. I'm using vitalization and power base mods because troll role. So vitalization and power, make sure you have that. And now let's talk about allies. For allies, sadly there are not enough allies for troll rolling. So for combat you can use crypto for single target, or zoom, batman, or shazam for the combat ally for AoE. But this one is important. Number 2, Batman Who Laughs. So if you have Batman Who Laughs, we're gonna focus on Luck of the Draw. Luck of the Draw draws a random card during combat to gain a buff for 20 seconds, and it has a cooldown of 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds it's gonna pop a card, random card. And the cards are Batman card, Enigma card, Frigor card, and Gaia card. So if you pop a Batman card, you're gonna get 5% might, dominance, restoration, and vitalization, and 2.5% precision. So yeah, we get 5% vitalization, so that means more power. If we get Enigma card, we get plus 35 power, which means power regeneration, which means our power will regenerate faster. Then if we get Frigor card, we will get 7.5% critical chance. That means if we hit a critical while giving power out, we are gonna give more power. And for Gaia, we are only gonna get 10% health. Well, helps, but yeah. Then for the last one, since we don't have much option, I'm using House of Legends bot, which gives me 15% of my maximum power when I stun an enemy, and I like to stun enemies a lot. So whenever I stun an enemy, I will get 15% power back of my total power. You can also use Cyborg. If you have it at max rank, you can also use Cyborg instead of House of Legends bot. It will give me plus 30 if I have it at 8 rank. Plus 30 passive power recovery when all my base generator cells are above 50%. So this also helps with the power, but I love using House of Legends bot. So these are the allies. Let's look at the skill points allocation. So for weapon, I'm using brawling into martial arts. The weapon mastery. There we go. So martial arts and brawling. You can also use hand blaster as a power battery troll. Just these two combos are gonna work well as well. So you can use these two, or you can use any weapon, to be honest. Under super speed, you're gonna get this, flight, acrobat, whatever. Make sure you have, if you have extra skill points, get these two. So whenever you will break out, you will get some power back. Under iconic powers, we're not gonna get anything. Under stat points, we're gonna get super powered, which will basically give you 25% power regeneration and 10% extra power. So you don't have to do weapon attacks to regenerate your power, it will be automatically. Number 2 is critical power chance. So 20% critical power chance and 20% critical magnitude. Put everything in here and then put everything in vitalization, because we are focusing on vitalization. As I said before, more vitalization means more power out. And then if you have extra skill points, go for dominance. So the more dominance you have, the longer your stuns are gonna be, and the longer your shields are gonna last, so you will survive more as a controller. So this is the skill points allocation. Now let's go and take a look at the loadout. Alright, so here is the loadout. The first one is Horrific Visage. It basically reduces the target's ability to heal. This is your healing debuff, and it's also a supercharge generator. So whenever you will pop this, you will generate your supercharge a little bit. Number 2 is Psychic Shock. It's your defense debuff. It reduces enemy defenses and stuns enemies. Number 3 is Psychic Empowerment. It's your group power heal and group weapon buff. So whenever you will pop this, you will instantly give power out to your 3 most fatigued members, so we call it instant power out, right? And so let's just call it instant power heal, instant power heal. And Number 4 is your shield. So make sure you have one shield. So whenever you're doing pickups or doing something else, so you have some protection. Number 5 is Phantom Flames. Phantom Flame is also your debuff. It reduces the target's damage output. So it's your damage debuff. And this one is also damage over time. This one is also damage over time. This one is also damage over time. Around 3 ticks for this one, 4 ticks for this one, 6 ticks for this one. So in between combos, when you're doing these powers, you will be doing some damage as well. The best part about Psychic Empowerment is it's clippable with any power. So I like to clip Psychic Empowerment, Psychic Shock with Psychic Empowerment, Horrific Visage with Psychic Empowerment, Phantom Flames with Psychic Empowerment, so it's quicker and I can get back into doing weapon attacks or whatever. Number 6 is Bastion. It's a supercharge, 5000 supercharge cost, cooldown 30 seconds, and it's your group power heal, and it gives you a shield to every group member in the group, and it also gives them power over time. So very awesome supercharge, and this is basically Loadout. That's about it. So that's it. You're just gonna give power out like this. So this is your power out, and like I said before, no matter what power you use, you're gonna be giving power over time anyways. And also the Psychic Empowerment is a group weapon buff, so you can see over here. There we go. So 20% precision and 20% weapon DPS for 12 seconds. This is applied to the whole group. So this is you're giving precision buff to everybody in the group. Then here we are at the sparring target. So you can see under sparring target's name, it's red heart. That means its healing debuff is active. The shield is defense debuff, and the crosshair is the damage debuff. So this is what you're going to do. Basically simple. You're doing the combos, hitting the enemies. So clip with Psychic Empowerment, clip with Psychic Empowerment, and clip with Psychic Empowerment. So this is what I like to do, and make sure everybody's power is full, the debuffs are on, and you're good to go. So very simple. So this is the battery troll loadout and setup. Let's go and check out the buff trolling now. Alright, so here we are as a buff troller. Now you can see my vitalization has dropped. It's down to 65,082 instead of 73,000, but my health has increased. It was 308,000 before, now it's 391,000 because we're gonna be focusing on health instead of vitalization. Alright, so the gear is same. The gear mods are same. We're using extended supercharge instead of power efficiency. That's about it. And for augments, we have switched from vital implant to dominating implant. The reason we are switching from vital to dominating is because dominating implant has more health. Now look, you can see that it's only 332 rank, this one is 342, but dominating implant has more health, 3,112, and this one is 2,880. So if I level it up to 342, all for them, it's gonna give me some additional health. So we are focusing on health because of the artifacts, but let's talk about them in a second. So let's take this out. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna be running 4 artifacts mainly. First one is gonna be Claw of, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce it, I don't know how to pronounce it. So Claw, let's just call it Claw. Mine is at rank 200, make sure it is at rank 200 because it doesn't work that good if it's not at rank 200. So basically what it does is whenever you do your group weapon buff, which is also your, instant power, Psychic Empowerment. So whenever you do that, it applies to you and 7 group mates instead of 3, and also it additionally grants 7% might, 7% restoration, 7% dominance, as well as 5% critical chance and magnitude for 12 seconds, but it no longer power heals. So what happens is, when we were doing Psychic Empowerment, it used to instantly give power out to your group mates. So with Claw active, that's not gonna happen. The only thing this is doing is, you can see these orange spikes coming out of me. That means the Claw is active now. So we go and check. This is the Claw, 3% vitalization, but now since it has changed Psychic Empowerment, instead of only 20% precision and 20% weapon DPS, it's also giving us 5% critical chance and critical magnitude, 7% might, 7% restoration, and 7% dominance for 12 seconds. So basically we are buffing our group with the stats, so the fight will go faster. So this is basically Claw, right? But you're still giving power over time as a troller, so don't worry about it. Now, the second thing is it increases the passive power regeneration from your controller role by 20%. And then after casting your, psychic empowerment, you gain 3% vitalization per group member with planting energies on them for 12 seconds. So this is what's going on. Basically, you're giving them stats, 7% might, restoration, dominance, and critical chance and magnitude, and 20% precision. Claw is awesome as a buff troller, so make sure you have it, and make sure you have it at rank 200. Number second is Amulet of Ra. As I told you before, if you have skipped that part, please go to the battery troll part and listen to how Amulet of Ra works. Number three is situational, basically. So if you have DPSs who are running, precision spec, you're gonna go with Cog of Magnon. And if you have DPSs who are running might specs, you're gonna go with Tetrahedron of Urgrund. Just call it Tetra. So we're gonna go with Tetra if we have might DPSs in a group. We're gonna go with Cog if we have precision DPSs in a group. So let's talk about Tetra first. So Tetra, mine is at 160, you can get it up to 200. So what happens is it's gonna give you 5% health, 4% might, and 3% power when you are at 200 rank. And whenever you hit your enemy with a superpower, any power in a loadout, it grants you and up to 7 group members 1.8% of your health, but if at rank 200, it will give you 2% might equal to your health. So that's why we were focusing on health. So right now my might is, the health is 408674 because of Tetra. We have equipped Tetra, so it has changed. So just do the maths basically. So 2% of 408,674, so 2% of that. So that's how much might you're gonna be giving. But if you have precision DPSs in the group, you're gonna be using Cog. So when you're using Cog, mine is at 163, make sure yours is at 200. I'm still, slowly leveling them up. So alright, if you're at 200, it's gonna give you 4% precision, 5% health, 3% dominance. And this one applies, this one you can apply with doing the cross weapon combo. The cross weapon combos are like the brawling into martial arts. So this is the cross weapon combo, right? This is the cross weapon combo. So we are gonna look at Cog again. So whenever you do a cross weapon combo, it grants you and up to 7 group members precision equal to 1.25% of your health. But this effect is doubled in damage roll or controller roll. So 2.50 of your health. If we click on health, we have 400,881. So 2.50% of 400,881. Just do the math. I'll put the numbers on the screen. So this is how much precision you'll be giving to precision stats you'll be giving to your group mates, and this is basically it. So you can switch between these two as well. You can do some artifact swapping as well, but it's up to you. Now, before I forget, let's just quickly go and check out the specs. Same weapons are same, super speed, same thing, iconic powers, nothing, but this is a little bit different. So you're gonna spec for super powered, you're gonna spec for critical power chance, critical power magnitude, but then you're gonna put everything in health first. So then after filling this up, if you have extra skill points, then you get vitalization. So you can still do some, good numbers when you're doing power over time. But mainly we're gonna focus on health. That's where all the health comes from. So that's that, and the loadout is still the same. We're still using everything, same thing, you have already seen it. So this is basically it. The main thing about that is you have the right artifacts and the right augments, the dominant one for this setup. Everything else is same, and that's about it. That's about the buff trolling. Now let's go and quickly take a look at the battle troll. Alright, so here we are with the battle troll. As you can see, the vitalization has dropped, the health has dropped, but precision has increased. So I like to run my battle troll as precision because it's better. I'm telling you right now, it's better. So my precision is 89,003 right now. I'm running full DPS gear right now, full DPS gear, as you can see, except for the weapon. My weapon is controller, and let's quickly go to the gear mods. I'm using replenishing adapter 5 for weapon, supercharged bastion 3 for head socket in my OP head, relentless precision for neck, berserker for back, penetrating strikes for chest, legs doesn't matter, maximum damage for hands, tumbling master for feet. You can use deadly block or explosive block, it's up to you. For augments, I'm using vitalization implants, vital implants for origin augments, and I'm using precision augments for adaptive augments. But you can also use vital, vital augments for, adaptive augments as well. So it's up to you, but yeah. For the artifacts, I am using Transformation card, Strategist card, and Amulet of Ra. So Transformation card is gonna give me 20% critical chance and 30% critical magnitude on my attacks. It gives me 3% might, 3% precision, 3% power, restoration, and health. Strategist card gives me, since I'll be still in Troller role, it's gonna do apply a power over time for 8 seconds, like I said before. So make sure you have these two at rank 200 as well. It helps really well in DPS in DPS role as well. And the third one is we're gonna be using Amulet of Ra. So our debuffs are still 50% stronger, even as a battle troll. So now let's take a look at the skill points allocation, because this is a little bit different than before. I'm still using Brawling into Martial Arts because this is the best when it comes to precision DPS or trolling. Under Super Speed, same as before, we're gonna get these if you have extra skill points. Under Iconic Powers, nothing. But under Stat Points, we're gonna go for Weapon Expert. So it will reduce 25% power regeneration, so you will have to manage your power, but it increases your 10% total weapon damage, so you'll be doing more damage. Then you're gonna get critical attack chance, critical attack magnitude, put 10 points in critical power chance and 10 points in critical magnitude, and then you're gonna get everything from precision, because we're going for battle troll but as a precision DPS. Telling you, try it right now. And then what we're gonna do is, if you have extra skill points, you put everything in vitalization. So the more vitalization you have, obviously the more power you're gonna get, blah blah blah. But we are still running, DPS gear instead of controller gear, so our vitalization is super low. So you can do that. Or what you can do is you get these four and put everything in vitalization first, and then put the rest in precision. It will reduce your damage output, but it will give you a little bit more extra power. So this is the skill points allocation. The loadout is gonna be this. So we're gonna be using Horrific Visage. Horrific Visage is gonna give you supercharge and generate your supercharge, and it reduces target's ability to heal. Then we're gonna use Menace. It's your weapon buff, your personal weapon buff. And then we have Psychic Empowerment. It's your group weapon buff, group power heal, and increase the weapon attack damage for 3 of your group mates with the highest power percentage for a short time. So 20% precision coming from here, then this one as well. Number 4 is Psychic Shock. It reduces your enemy defenses. So defense debuff is the most important debuff in the game. So we're gonna be running this. Make sure we have defense debuff on the bosses and the ads all the time. And number 5 is Telekinetic Shield. For some emergencies, you're gonna get some shield. Number 6 is Bastion. So if you are out of power, if your group mate is out of power, since you are mainly battle spec, you can use this supercharge. And if there's an EOG healer with you, it's gonna be charged super fast anyways, so you can pop it to save your ass. So this is my battle loadout. It works, I'm telling you right now. So try it out. So this is basically it. Now extra tips, simple tips, extra tip and simple tips. Make sure you are buffed when you're going in the raid. So for power battery troll, I would suggest you use vitamin sodas. Vitamin sodas will increase your vitalization. For buff trolling, I would suggest you use all natural sodas, because that will increase your health. And for battle trolling, you can either use vitamin sodas to get some extra power, or you can just use flex sodas for some extra damage output. So it's up to you. You use both of these. Like, they're not gonna stack, but you can use one of these, sorry. So, and another thing you're gonna do is you're gonna pop your compound. Compound Omega gives you 5% vitalization, 5% precision, 5% might, 5% power, 5% health, 5% dominance. So it's a great consumable. Make sure you use this. That one stacks with the other sodas, so you have some extra stats and you're gonna do really cool. Good. So this is the mental troll setup. I hope I explained everything, and I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe and like the video. And if you have any questions, like always, comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. And this is it. I'll see you guys next time.